The Santa Claus starring funny man Tim Allen is a beloved Christmas classic today, but back in the early 1990s, casting him as the jolly gift giver was a big risk for two reasons. The first was that Allen's ability to bring crowds to the movie theater was unproven, since The Santa Claus would be his first Hollywood film. So some other big A-list actors of the time were considered first, such as Tom Selleck and Tom Hanks.
What did it feel like, Dad?
It felt like America's Most Wanted.
The second reason the Santa Claus was a big risk to make was because movies featuring Santa Claus as the main character weren't very bankable, since there hadn't been a successful movie featuring Saint Nick in over 40 years since the release of the original Miracle on 34th Street. The Santa Claus's story was created by two struggling stand-up comics, Steve Rudnick and Leo Benvenuti, who on the side of their comedy careers also wrote scripts for theater. But in 1989, they decided to write their first movie screenplay based on the question, what if someone killed Santa Claus? And at the time, the screenplay was titled Such a Clatter. In the early phases, the Santa Claus's script contained more edgy adult humor than the kid-friendly version we know it for today.
Easy, Rudolph.
For example, Santa was originally going to get shot and wounded by a shotgun-wielding Scott Calvin, and then fall to his death. However, Disney eventually bought the rights to the movie, and once that happened, the script had to be revised to fit their family-friendly standards. The makeup process for Tim Allen to become jolly old Saint Nick was nothing short of a nightmare.
I'm in big trouble.
The whole process of putting on his prosthetics, makeup, his 48-pound fat suit, and his costumes took approximately 4 hours each day, and then it took another 2 hours to take it all off. The movie was filmed in July, and Tim Allen had to endure so much intense summer heat that his body broke out into heat blisters. Not only that, but being literally engulfed in his role as Santa was such an emotional and physical toll on him that he often sequestered himself in a corner of the set to help cope with the stress.
Does this look like a little weight to you?
One of the biggest challenges of the on-set visual effects was the fake snow. They used a lot of different mediums to make the scenes look like Christmas, such as potato flakes, marble dust, rock salt, paper products, and even snow blankets. And you can see a glimpse of one of these blankets when Santa slips before falling off the roof. The movie had a small budget even for its time at $16 million, so they had to do a lot of visual effects the old-fashioned way without using high-tech gear. For example, to make the North Pole come up from the ground, it was pushed up by two people from the floor directly underneath it, which is why it shakes a little bit as it rises, and they tried to cover it up with a quick cutaway edit. The reindeer animatronics were powered by 25 small motors that could move various parts of their face and bodies. It took about 5 people to operate Comet, and 12 people to operate the entire team of reindeer. The first cut of the film was about 2